This is Michael Emery with TVOI News, and I'm standing here with Eric Parker, and we're here at Council, Idaho. And Jack Yantis, I'm sure many of you have heard about what happened to him, that he was a rancher, and that he was shot by deputies, and a thing that we're all trying to get some understanding about. And I think that just to kind of clear the air, Eric Parker and the 3%ers, along with just anybody else who would like to be here, are showing their support for Jack Yantis. And Eric, how you doing?
Good, Michael. How you doing?
What would you like to tell the people out there about what your mission is, what we'd like to accomplish out of this, and your stand?
So today, the 3% of Idaho's mission is to monitor the situation. What we'd like to do is assure that the town, the community, has the ability to air their grievances. We also want to assure that there isn't any kind of vigilante justice. There was some rumors going around on the internet on both sides, that there was going to be some vigilantism, and then also that the protest rally may be shut down. We're here to make sure that doesn't happen.
Freedom of speech, right?
Absolutely.
And let's get something straight, folks. The 3%ers actually have people that are former law enforcement. What we're trying to do is get some real talk instead of something that's kind of cookie cutter. How about some truth out there with transparency? I think it's come time to that, don't you?
Yeah, transparency is definitely necessary, especially in this situation where you have the community so tight knit and so.
This is a terrible thing for such a small community, folks. If you can look back here, it's got looks like an old school, just a very small, humble little town. And I think Eric and I both agree that one of the main problems that we've had with this is the type of training these officers receive. And they could say that it's something that they do proper, but when we look at post-training, they got combat training. Now, you know a little bit about how the military structure works. Is that something applicable for a citizen body?
I don't feel it is, and we don't feel it is. We want them to be trained to the best of their ability. We want to make sure that they are trained for the situations they may come into, but combat thinking for law enforcement, we feel if you're needing combat thinking, you should join the Marines. I think they instill a lot of fear, situational fear.
Yes, fear.
That training comes with a lot of situational fear.
Reactionary training is not what you need when it comes to people that don't know the rules. See, officers, there's a lot of people that don't know the rules. You know all the rules, and they expect you to know.
Well, yeah, that's true. With that training comes a fear that you're going to leave that training with, and I don't think it's necessary. I think that the training should be a little more focused on de-escalation as it was in the past.
Yes.
Having said that, I wasn't there that day. I wasn't out on that highway. I don't know what happened, and that's the issue. I think people need to know what happened out there on the highway that day, so we can all make our own judgment call.
We're just kind of going on the information that's at hand by the eyewitnesses. So we're still letting the jury out on this, but it does seem to me that the real problem was the training, and that if we want to save another Jack Yantis from sharing the same fate, maybe we need to come to the meeting table.
Oh, absolutely. It needs to be discussed. We also stand for due process, and everybody gets due process, even these deputies.
Of course,
especially these deputies. They do work a job where we put them in a different situation where we have to give them a little bit of that credibility to make that decision, and in doing so, we got to make sure that they're not hung out to dry. A big part of what we do at the 3% of Idaho is defend the Bill of Rights, and that's for everybody. Due process for the officers involved, and the First Amendment airing of grievances for the community. That's what we're here for. That's what's going to be the downfall, the lack of communication in every scenario.
Attitude adjustment, and it could be a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of sheepdogs in law enforcement. There's a lot of sheepdogs in citizen body, because the sheepdogs from law enforcement come from the population. And we sure want to make sure that there's never going to be a time where there's a misunderstanding.
Everybody feels safe.
Yeah.
You know,
You got a family and stuff you care about, and if those officers have families. We care about your families.
absolutely.
We care about your children's future. We want them to have peace. They may not end up being officers, but beware, because attitudes can end up being something your children are faced with. So let's be men and women about it. Let's find some common sense solutions to this, don't you think?
Absolutely. We just hope that it comes relatively quickly, and that they get it out there. That it doesn't take a year.
This one's got too much information with too many witnesses, and I've done investigations, and I would have already had my file done right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of people saying that.
I know this,
and I don't know
fact.
that. I didn't work in law enforcement, but I have heard that from a lot of people.
I did undercover work.
That
okay.
That there's plenty of eyewitnesses and whatnot. But like we said, we want to make sure that they do a diligent investigation. We don't want to rush that along if that's going to somehow affect the investigation.
I think that there's something that the authorities and the law enforcement need to understand. People like Eric and I and many others, we're here to make sure the peace is attained where you don't have the eyes we do. We're here to make sure some radical individual from our side or yours doesn't get out of hand. And we all have them, so let's just face that fact.
Absolutely.
Okay, so trust the 3%ers and the people like them, that they're going to do the right thing and police their groups, and the establishment needs to do the same. And through this, we can find some common sense and solutions that we can all live with.
No, I agree.
I want to thank you so much. And folks, TVOI News has been around for about a year and a half, and we're accelerating to the voice of North Idaho. And on the last note, I would like Eric to let you know how you can get in contact with them if you'd like to join. If you'd like to tell them a little bit about that.
Sure. It's easiest to find us on social media, on Facebook. You can just look up the 3% of Idaho organization page. Will pop right up, and send us a message, let us know you're interested in joining, and we'll get you started on the vetting process.
Okay. And you have the what was the website address of that again? It's all right. It's right there, folks. The website address is right there for you to check and stuff, and all contact information. And this is Michael Emery with TVOI News and Council, Idaho. And you all have a wonderful day.
Give me liberty or give me death. I'll fight till the end, till my last breath. Give me liberty or give me death. I'll stand against tyranny. My soul will never rest. There is no longer any room for hope. If we wish to be free, there is no retreat but in submission and slavery. We have petitioned, we have remonstrated, we have supplicated, we have prostrated. Is life so dear or peace so sweet as to be purchased as the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God. I know not what course others may take. But as for me, give me liberty or give me death. Give me liberty or give me death. Fight till the end, till my last breath. Give me liberty or give me death. I stand against tyranny. My soul will never rest. Give me liberty or give me death. I trade my life for freedom with no regret. It is natural to man to indulge in the illusions of hope. We are apt to shut our eyes against a painful truth and listen to the song of that siren till she transforms us into beasts. For my part, whatever anguish of spirit it may cost, I am willing to know the whole truth, to know the worst, and provide for it. Give me liberty, or give me death!
Give me liberty, or give me death. I'll fight to the end, till my last breath. Give me liberty, or give me death. I'll stand against tyranny, my soul will never rest. Give me liberty, or give me death. I'll trade my life for freedom, with no regrets.
Give me liberty, or give me death.